Welcome to the Scale Model Podcast. In this podcast, we aim to entertain, inform, and promote the hobby of scale model kit building with interviews, reviews, and news about the hobby. The podcast is available bi-weekly where your favorite podcasts are found. You can also get it from our website at scalemodelpodcast.com, where you can find show notes, photo gallery, and so much more. You can also subscribe to get notifications on all our updates, new episodes, and video content. Please support the Scale Model Podcast on Patreon. Patreon supporters enjoy early access to content and exclusive contests. Your Patreon support helps us to offset hosting and other costs to bring the podcast to you. Welcome to episode 160 of the Scale Model Podcast, sponsored by Cult TV Man and Sean's Custom Model Tools. And my name is Stuart Clark, and I am in a very hot southwestern Ontario. Thank God for a cool basement. We think it's the second level of hell, thanks to a heat dome over most of the middle and east coast of both the U.S. and Canada. So we're all, three of us are suffering under it. So from the great state of, you're in Illinois, right?
Yep.
Okay, from the great state of Illinois, which is equally as hot, Mr. Terry Measley, how are you?
Good evening, gentlemen. Doing okay.
Thank
it was
God
a 3-day
for
weekend.
AC.
At least we had Friday for Juneteenth.
Oh, that's
And
right.
that was pretty nice. Then Saturday and Sunday was 95 degrees.
Yeah, it got gross.
Power was flickering, and we have panels, so we were drawing more than the panels.
Oh, brother. Yeah, well, fortunately, knock on wood, my panel's been holding up. The two window units are holding up okay, and the basement is cool with a dehumidifier.
Yeah,
and then,
so it was like 95, but at least it was a moist heat.
Oh, yeah, right. Yuck. That other voice you hear is from his breezy lake house on the north shore of Lake Erie, which apparently he's so in shade in that his AC didn't kick off today, as Mr. Geoff Highland. How are you, sir?
I am cool and comfortable and enjoying this lovely hot weather that you people are all suffering through.
Look how lush it is outside that patio door.
Look at that. It's like, this is like the jungle here. It really is.
I know. I want to see a deer come up and start eating the rhododendrons or something.
Well, I was telling Terry, I was out lying on the hammock down by the lake this afternoon, and the baby fawn wandered. Well, by definition, that's what it is. A fawn wandered up and took a gander at me and just started chewing on all the plants around me. So it was
there you go. Good.
It's like, what do you call it? Heaven. That's pretty good.
There you go. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. And as always, thanks to our latest Patreon Buy Me a Coffee supporters. We have a What We Like page where we have our book reviews and stuff like that. And speaking of the book reviews, I posted a thread and we had some great responses of what people are reading.
Yes.
It was great. Thank you, guys. Thank you, all of you, so much. Because, I mean, this gives me more things to read.
Exactly. Yeah, more things with the list. I've read a few of them.
Yep.
But definitely a few more. And we'll definitely do that again. Maybe we'll do a what we're listening, so.
What we're watching, what we're listening to. Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it.
The arts.
The arts.
So that was good. We really appreciate that. So like I said, a very warm, the dog days of summer seem to have arrived. So let's just.
It's not even summer. You realize that, right?
Well, it is. It's June.
I guess it is now.
It is now.
Yeah.
We're recording this on the 23rd. It is now. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. So let's get right into it with the special hobby and CMA kit announcements for June. There was a lot here, and I didn't really get a chance to completely cover it all. So let's see what they got. And of course, then my ad blocker kicks in.
Well, the first
thing
is a Special Hobbies 1/72nd scale Douglas DC2, not a DC3, a DC2, which looks just like a DC3, but maybe a bit smaller. I don't know, but anyway, it definitely is the lineage, right? So
yeah.
I love these planes. I just love these planes.
Accommodated 14 passenger seats.
Definitely smaller.
The first of the DC2s took off on 11th of May, 1934, and its flying career with the TWA commenced on the 18th of May. Nice looking kit there.
And for those of you who don't, for those of you listeners who don't know, Stuart doesn't just know that, he's actually reading it.
I'm actually reading it from the release, from the news release. I'm actually I don't know this stuff. At the best of times. Exactly.
You've shattered the veil, Geoff.
I know. I've broken
Yeah,
the
right.
fourth wall. Broken the fourth wall. Oh
So,
dear.
yep, 3 styrene sprues also offers a set of nicely 3D printed parts, which seems to be more and more. Large decal sheet. Next up from them is the Marchetti SF260EA, the late bulge canopy type. So this is a training sports and aerobatic aircraft made in Italy. It's widely used around the world, including with the Italian and Belgian military, and also was in service with the Irish Air Corps. Did you know Ireland had an Air Corps, Geoff?
Yes, I did, because when we
Okay.
were over in Ireland last fall, we stopped in a little museum and looked at some of their
There
stuff.
you go. Very good.
Nice.
Very good. I just want to see that was a test.
I like
Yeah.
this. Is this a repop? I don't know.
I like the way they've done the lower wings and wheel well section and fuselage and all one piece. That's kind of nice. You get a guaranteed dihedral. So
Yeah.
In 48 scale, that looks good. Bunch of different cockpits. Yep.
It does look good.
Yeah,
including
bunch of different look at all the different color schemes on it.
Yeah, stencils out the wazoo.
Look at
Very
all the different instrument panels too. I mean,
Yep.
that's pretty cool. Holy jeez.
Yeah, that'll keep you guys busy.
Lots of colorful this is fun.
Very
I like
pretty.
this one.
Yep, nice little scheme. You can all sorts of different ones, at least 5 there.
Yeah.
Okay, then a Focke-Wulf FW187A-0 Falk from Special Hobbies, 1/72nd scale.
Kit from 2004.
In the Vintage Treasure edition. So this is a repop.
A vintage treasure, really.
Yeah, as you said, from 2004. That's what they said.
Well,
Well, if Airfix can have their vintage classic.
Yeah. Well, I guess if it hasn't been released since 2004, it counts.
But you do get an updated Fred Yvette photo etch, redesigned resin parts, and brand new 3D printed parts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's good.
Yeah.
And it's 72nd. It's not very big.
Yeah.
No, it'll be small, but still 2-engine.
Yeah. It was supposed to be designed as a single seat, later a 2-seat heavy fighter, but they stuck with the BF-110 because it didn't have a rear firing defensive armament.
Mm.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm looking at the 3D printed, the close up of the 3D printed and the resin cast wheels, and the 3D printed pieces kind of look a little heavy, but maybe this is such a tiny
It's a small scale. Anything's going to look big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just zoomed in.
Yeah.
A lot of goodies.
Yeah. Very nice. That's fun too.
And then, of course, they have masks for the DC2.
Yeah.
And the Marchetti.
And the Marchetti, there's a surprise. And they also have a cockpit for the
For the 326. For the 326
from Italeri. Vickers Wellington main wheels and tail wheel legs for the Italeri kit, the 1/72nd scale.
Nice.
M60
this
kit for the Huey.
Yeah, I like this M60 with that swivel mount. That Sagami. I didn't know it had a name, but that swivel mount, Sagami mount. That looks nice. A lot of Huey fans out there.
They'll like that.
Yeah, that's for the 1/35th scale Huey.
Yes.
Yep.
The trumpeter one. But that would definitely sort of be draw your attention to the interior of the helicopter.
Yeah.
Having that thing, just a
Definitely.
straight entry. Beautiful job.
Definitely. And then we have the F-84 F Thunderstreak seat for the Italeri 72nd scale kit. Looks very nice.
Look at the detail in that, and then that is 1/72nd scale. So that's at best 3/4 of an inch high, right?
Yeah. Well, look at the detail in the next one, the F-16 seat.
Yeah,
3D printed, 1/72nd. Then the F-15 seats. So yeah, all sorts of goodies from our friends at Special Hobbies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Then we have, I love this one, the modeling news. They called it a pocket-sized swift shooter.
Yeah.
Among models new Panzer of Haubitz 2000 72nd scale. So this is like a howitzer.
Panzer Haubitze.
Mobile howitzer, similar to the Paladin. So shoot and scoot. You take a couple of shots and then you get the hell out of Dodge.
Cowards.
in 70-second scale, three marking choices. Well, counter firing, it's
true. Yeah. In other words, they marked you. Get the hell out.
yeah.
Yeah.
And this thing can fire to ranges of 40 to 47 kilometers, and rocket-assisted projectiles up to 67 kilometers. So that's a true reach out and touch someone.
That really is.
Wow.
Yeah. So the vehicle utilizes a large number of chassis parts from the Leopard 1 and Leopard 2. You got an excellent, the MTU MT881 engine, which has excellent maneuverability. It's a Rheinmetall 155 millimeter gun. 60 rounds are stored vertically on board in a horseshoe arrangement. Automatic shell loading system. So that's good. 3 rounds rate of fire. 3 rounds in 9 seconds. 10 rounds per minute.
It is a sharp-looking vehicle. I can see you can have a lot of fun if you're an armor modeler, even if you're not an armor modeler.
Yeah, it is. But that, the Leopard 2 is a sharp-looking hull to start with.
Yes, it is.
So,
yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
metal barrel. Has a metal barrel. You can see how the modular design puts everything nicely together, and you can, it's for a 70-second scale. That's pretty damn nice looking.
Yeah, because you can build that into some scenery easily.
Yeah,
in that kind of scale, you can have fun doing the groundwork.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. This one I think Terry might like. A 148th F4B4. This is the interwar. This is not a Corsair.
Yeah.
This is the Boeing F4B4. A biplane was introduced in the late 20s and served as the primary naval fighter for the U.S. Navy and Marine Corps during the early years of the 30s.
And it's from Clearprop, which is
got
a good reputation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just helping go through the last bits of an estate, and he had one of the Hasegawa. It was reboxed as Revell, I think, but one of the Hasegawa 30-second scale ones. I'm like, I've got one of those somewhere too, but with a good 48 scale kit, I have no desire to build a 30-second.
No.
And clear crop. I hope it's good. Plus, there's no landing gear to deal with. It's fixed gear.
Fixed gear. You don't got to worry about that. Exactly. Yeah. Yep. That looks like it's going to be nice.
Yeah, I love the color schemes from these yellow wings, which each carrier having its own codes, and each squadron having its own colors and all that kind of stuff. It's really pretty cool.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice.
That'll be nice. We'll as we get more information, we'll make sure we let people know.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, we have from Mini Art. A garage workshop set number 2 in 1/35th scale.
Nice.
For your diorama, some more items for your garage.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed that I'm not seeing a proper calendar here.
You can reduce that yourself. You can make that.
They have yourself. so many sets for dioramas. I would be surprised.
Yeah, I would be shocked. I'm pretty sure they're out there.
Yeah, I'm sure Cottage Industries are there, but look, they got all the little tools.
Well, Mini Art itself has tons of those things.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah.
This is a good little selection of stuff.
Yeah, that's neat.
4 44-gallon drums with lids and an auger included. Decals are included for the barrels if you want. Looks like some oxygen tanks, some nice photo etch. Even wrenches in photo etch. Look at that.
Just
spanners and wrenches in photo etch. Don't sneeze. But there are 10 posters, just not the one you wanted, Geoff. Sorry.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, this is universal. It's 35th, but it's universal.
Yeah, exactly.
Any workshop's going to have steel workbench, rather toolboxes and everything.
Okay. And in, current event news, considering some B2s were deployed on the weekend for a little Arabian Sunday drive over Iran. This is the B-21 Raider bomber. It's going to be expensive, $149, 1/72nd scale, but it's a gorgeous looking kit. So this is the sequel to the B2. So This is going to be the backbone of the U.S. Air Force's future bomber fleet. And it's going to replace the B-1 and the B-2.
Jeez. Sold out
Global
already.
reach, stealth, payload flexibility and survivability in highly contested environments. So can do.
We skipped the Mung's
Sorry.
F4, Turkish F4.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I'll come back to
exactly.
that. I'll come back to that.
That was why I was confused. I'm looking at all these F4s and thinking, these did not drop a massive penetrating bomb.
Well, let me just recorrect that. I will do that, and then I will do that. How about that now?
These are great. Again, the modeling news does a great job with the additional like current pictures or real pictures of the aircraft. Because look at the weathering potential on these
Are we
pictures.
talking
On the
about
F4s. We're on the F4s.
On the F4, yeah. I jumped
Okay,
past the
so
21.
all right.
B-21's
We talked
boring.
about the B-21. Now we're going to talk about the F4, which is still in service. They're still in service in Turkey.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, no, they did a big upgrade, and this one I don't think's been done in plastic before with this particular upgrade. So yeah, so that's kind of cool, and I'm sure Phantom fanatics will
Go
like it.
nuts.
Yeah, it does look different, doesn't it?
It does, but it looks really aggressive.
Maybe we're so used to seeing the Bs and Ds and
Yeah,
whatever Gs.
yeah. This is the extended nose. This is an
Yeah.
F4E with the 2020 Terminator fighter. It's actually done by Israeli Industries, believe it or not.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like it. Oh, look, it's got an animated CAD for the flaps.
Yeah.
Metal pilot
and the
tube,
tail.
flaps and slats.
Nice.
Yep.
Yep, that'll be nice.
Phantoms, love it.
Everyone loves Phantoms. If you don't love Phantoms, who are you? I tell you. All right. The Mandalorian. This is from Peter Fay mentioned this. That you're starting to see some pre-orders now of it. I believe Panda Hobbies in Toronto was going to have it for 59, but this is a 148 scale N1 Starfighter. I think it was at the Shizuoka show. We just somehow missed it. But the pre-order information is coming out. They're saying now Q1 of 2026. But yeah, that'll be nice in the updated colors and
Yeah.
Yep, I like it.
I know there's been plenty of 3D files to work on it or actually build the whole thing, but it's the first one we've seen in plastic.
Right. Exactly. Okay, let's look at new releases from ScaleMates. And as soon as I did that, it said there was none. Wait a minute.
Results found 0.
Interesting. Maybe they're having problems with their database.
There are no new kits this week, guys.
No
I
kits.
doubt it highly.
Nothing.
All right.
Time to get out of the hobby.
Let me take out the I just did it just showing kits only, and I took out static model kits. Is that what I did? Sorry. I took out new tool where it says origin, new tool. Unchecked that, and then it still didn't work. Hang on, newsfeed. What's going on with ScaleMates tonight? All right, let's go home. New releases.
I took out full kits, and I'm getting a whole bunch of stuff.
All right, so Very Fire is going to have a 1/16 scale T-55, which will be a big beastie. 1/350th Imperial Japanese Navy battleship Hai. A heavy cruiser, 1/700th heavy cruiser Taco, the Shinano in 1/350th,
and Ioba,
right?
Heavy cruiser. That's a lot.
Yeah.
And you could get your Japanese Navy here in the all 5 kits here. Perfect.
No kidding.
How about a Ferrari?
Look. Ferrari 166 Spider Corsa.
1948, 1/24 scale.
Oh, that looks fun. Oh, cats. There you go, Stuart.
Set of 5, 1/16 scale for your tanks.
Yeah.
The
driving tanks.
The TTM Model Works AD5.
Oof.
I think I ordered that.
You did?
I'm going to have to check my emails.
You don't remember if you ordered it or not? You're ordering.
I'm pretty sure I did. No, it was like a year and a half ago.
So they're finally coming out with it, you think?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll see. It's resin. It'd
Oh,
be
there
a
we go.
good chunk of resin in 48th.
Yep. What else
Oh,
we
there's a
got
bunch of
here?
stuff from Nausicaa.
Pat
Yep.
Labore's Hellhound in that's 1/144th. Little one.
That'd be tiny.
Yeah.
Retooled hobby kit.
Nausicaa.
Nausicaa.
Re-releasing all the Nausicaa kits.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nausicaa.
The gunship, the Omu.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
On her Kai. I never did get her on the Kai. I'm gonna have to pick that up.
Going to have to because
How about a 3D printed file of a 1975 Brabham BT44B in 1/8 scale?
1/8 scale.
Jeez.
That's a lot of resin.
Yeah. All right.
It's
Looking
just the
down.
files. So
Yeah.
you gotta work.
Yeah.
It's your own resin.
Yeah. That's
A
what I
lot
mean.
of
It's a
lot
lot
of
of resin.
lot of decals. Star decals is for the 172nd M113 in Vietnam.
Yeah.
They got a crap load of different sets there. And some for French M4A Shermans, French fighting vehicles, T-34-85 in Angola. What else we got here? How about the new box? These are repops, the AS-42 Sahara and the Fiat 42 Falco
Yeah,
by Towery.
re-releases. That Sahariana is
Yeah.
nice. I gotta finish mine.
Yeah. Adornier 217 with the Fritz X guided bomb, glide bomb.
What is this? Reimagined Classic Creatures, Volume 4, Sting of Death, 1/8 scale. Terrors
Obviously,
from the Vault.
Terrace
I don't even know
1/8
what
scale from a vault, sculpted by.
It looks like something from Lovecraft, something very Lovecraftian. That's what it looks like. Holy mackerel.
Yeah, he's not having a good day.
That's not looking good.
Not looking good. How about a 1/350th maintenance status? So, you've got your 1/350th Enterprise, Geoff, right?
Yes, I do.
And then you want to really, really show off it working with a crew of an F-18
God.
and 1/350th scale, swapping an engine,
I'd have to get
canopy
like
open.
5 or 6 of these just to
You
complete
go
For your
blind.
hangar deck.
You go
Yeah,
blind. You
exactly.
go blind, for God's sakes. It's so tiny.
Japanese Navy sailors in 1/200 scale. Ooh,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Yeah, they've also
A
got
whole bunch of stuff for 200 scale Yamato, I think.
Bunker Studios, the 1/200th, the
A
100
Soviet
millimeter A gun.
1/72 scale Soviet intercontinental cruise missile LA-350 Beria. Look at that thing.
Where are you?
He's
Oh, June 21st. He's way down.
I just skip through things until I see something that's weird, and this is weird. Look at that.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
I may have to get that just for the sheer weirdness of it. That is interesting.
Flyhawk models, their HMS Hood from 1940, the deluxe edition. They've got some new parts for that. That'll be a lot of photo etch in that kit. Some more Gundams. We talked about the TZR 250 from Hasegawa. That was coming out in 1/12 scale. A lot of stuff from Bandai Spirits, from Gundam Seed and Freedom. Various IPs there. What else here?
Lots of stuff.
Wow, Scalemates is having issues.
Yeah, no
At
kidding.
least for me.
Yeah, they must be having some trouble tonight. I did notice from Snowman Models, they're a newer out of China. They've got a 1/35th scale German half track with the 3 rockets on either side. Down on June 20th. I noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All righty.
I
was looking at the Crab Machine, Sturmkäfer, and Pamela Amsel from Kyoto in 1/35th scale on the 20th. June 20th, just under the flanker.
Yes.
That's kind of funky.
Yeah.
Not, it's summer. What can you say?
It's summer. Yeah. A lot of parts coming out, stuff like that.
Oh, you can get Disney characters, Chip and Dale.
Of course you can.
Oh my gosh.
All
There really
righty.
is something for everybody.
Yep.
Assorted skulls and detached jawbones. New tool. That's exciting in
as, a,
1/35th scale.
as opposed to an old tool.
Yeah,
Well, there you go for your diorama scenes. A little bit
yeah,
disturbing diorama scenes, but I
yeah.
guess. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about our good friend Steven at Cult TV Man. He's been a busy guy, so let's see what's new from them. Let's see what's new from our good friend Steve at culttvmanshop.com. Seems to be a lot of figures this week that have just come into the shop, mostly from Blackheart. So let's see what we have here. We have the Godzilla open mouth resin bust, a Micromania bust for $40.99. We've got the Godzilla with the closed mouth resin bust for $35.99. Gamma resin bust, a Micromania bust from Blackheart for $39.99, and Hedora resin bust, also from Blackheart, for $39.99. These look really good. Also from Blackheart, a London After Midnight figure and base. Looks like quite a scary figure with a lot of rats involved there. $54.99. And then we've got a couple of vinyl kits from Geometric Designs. We have King Kong, that's a bag kit for $89.99, and Locutus Cyborg from Star Trek The Next Generation. That's 1/6 scale, and that's also a bag kit from Geometric for $74.99. You can also pre-order your Mandalorian N1 Starfighter. You heard us talk about it a little bit already. 1/48 scale. It's going to be between $40 and $50. He's also got the Defiant lighting parts. You can light your 1/420th Defiant from Lake Monster for $39.99. The other thing as well is, don't forget, Cult TV Man's going to be at the IPMS National Convention in Hampton Roads, Virginia from August 6th to 9th. Make sure you see him there, and make sure you tell him the Scale Model Podcast sent you. All right, what's on the bench? I've had a little bit of time. I made a little bit of time on the weekend. I've got a new job, so it's a lot less stressful. So I have some bench time I managed to get.
I know it's very hard to get those jobs as a sophisticated underwear model, but good for you.
Well, exactly. I know. The pay's not bad. People keep running away. I don't know why. I can't quite figure that out. I think they just get excited and they're supposed to come back, but they never seem to.
They never seem to, I
They
know.
never seem to. Okay, now that we put that image in everyone's head. Thanks, Geoff. All right.
It's what I do.
I know. So I finished a tiny model from Bandai. It's a Gelvatus class battle carrier from Star Blazers, $21.99. These things are tiny, I mean really tiny, like probably 1/3000 scale.
The little Mecha Collie series.
Yeah, exactly. So I picked up 3 of them at Heritage Con, and this one I'm just going to leave unpainted. Actually, it just goes together nice. It's a nice little color, and it has like a little large fighter that comes with it, or a large transport craft, little tiny thing that glues on. And then I just started. I was at Neo Tokyo the last 2 weekends, and that my crack dealer down there, Mr. Peter Fay, who many of us know here. He pointed out they had the Typhoon Fighter and the other fighter sets that were just released. We actually talked about them on the podcast, that they were coming out. They were mentioned, I think, either last year or this year. But I've started you get 2 fighters per, so you get the Tiger, the Cosmo Tiger, and then the later Cosmo Typhoon. And the Typhoon, they look a lot like the Angel 2 fighters from the Captain Scarlet animated series. And if longtime viewers will know, I really wanted them to make a kit. All there is a die-cast one, because I think these would make a great what if. These are tiny. They're 1/200 scale. So I started building one. And I probably will do a what if I can find Canadian decals that small. We'll see what I can find. But if not, I'll just have some fun with it. But they're nice, typical Bandai. They practically snap together. And they're very good. I've done reviews. I've done one review on the Typhon Fighter and the Battle Carrier. That's up on blackfire.ca. So yeah, just nice little simple builds, good little, whether it's a palette cleanser or just that's what my brain's handling right now. And I have no display space. I still have to clean out some display space. So that's a whole other story. But yeah, that's really good. What about you, Geoff?
Well, I've been working on my Douglas DC-6B. this guy, as a water bomber for my brother to match the DC3 that I made for him last year, and he now has in pride of place at the cottage. So the idea with this one is that it'll hang from the ceilings, so no undercarriage, and it will have the water bomber compartment on the underneath, and it'll be dropping a load of probably pink colored stuff.
Of course.
Yes. And what my brother would really like, and I don't think I have the capacity or capability of doing it at this stage of my development, is to have it actually drop water on somebody. That's what he really, really, really wants. With a remote control so that somebody gets under it and he can just go.
You better not do that with Mom or she'll kick his ass.
Oh, no. It wouldn't be Mom. It'd be more his wife, Sue. That would be a problem.
Oh, that could be a big problem for him.
But his grandson would be ecstatic. So that's
exactly,
I think, the real driver here.
There
So
you go.
that's what I've been working on. I really haven't had a lot of time. We've been all over the place and trying to work on the cleaning up that tree that fell on our property in London, and so it's just been crazy.
And your fingers pretty well recovered?
It's pretty well recovered. It's a little the movement is a little limited, and I'm gonna start squishing some vitamin E cream on it and continuing to stretch it so that.
No, you got. Well, I know when I talked to your lovely wife at the show, she thought for sure you were going to cut it off.
She thinks always the worst. I always think the best. So it kind of works that way. We managed to come to some place in the middle.
She hasn't killed you yet, so that's a good sign.
No, I'm more likely to do it myself.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's that. Yeah, just been pretty busy and looking forward to. This is one I'm really keen on. I have to come up with a marking scheme that is in the same family as the DC3 that I did for Rocco Flame Fart and the flying fart machines, and but a little bit different because obviously it's a 4-engine, it's bigger and commercial airliner kind of color scheme. So I got some planning to do, and I haven't quite got there yet.
Okay, very good.
Do it in Braniff scheme with the Braniff marked over with your own logos.
There you go.
Actually, but leave all the Braniff striping on it.
I kind of like that idea.
That might be an idea.
The ghost markings or something.
Yeah, they painted all these different colors. Remember?
I know. It's a sharp looking plane. I mean, you look at it.
It is.
It kind of is a nice looking plane. So I'm enjoying it.
Okay, Terry, how about you?
I've had a fair amount of time, mostly because it's been warm and staying inside.
Mm-hmm.
After getting shit done outside. I've been working on Fades of Black's 1/10 scale Hammerhead. If you remember, I got this cup several years ago and kind of got sidetracked, but I saw some other stuff on their table this year. It's like, well, you can't bind anything new until you build something. So the Hammerhead is there. Once I cleaned up the fins, they all fit real well. The tail, I thought it fit a little bit better than it did. It's totally my fault. I had to really dig out the joints so it fit together. So it's just been a little bit of putty work. I expect the putty work to be done pretty soon. I'll get it primed. I'm thinking about how to display it because these sharks hunt at the bottom. They eat crustaceans and stuff off the sea floor. So I'm thinking about how to display that, do some groundwork for that, some background. So I'm in my mind, it looks pretty good. You know how that is.
Yeah, exactly.
But shades of gray and no, it's gorgeous. I mean, it's once the fins are on that thing, it's a beautiful sculpt. All his stuff is.
How big is it?
It's 1/12 scale, so it's somewhere in the range of. I should grab it. It's over a foot long.
Yeah, it's a fair size.
So it's more like 14 inches or somewhere long.
So the shark was like 14 feet long, kind of thing. Pretty cool.
Well, 1/10 scale, so 14 to 16 feet long.
Right. Yeah, that's neat.
It's an adult.
Like
Yeah.
Very cool.
You need to have it attacking a submarine or something, just to stay in character, you know.
This one, I'm going realistic with these ones.
Yeah.
The fantasy stuff, however, I'm wide open. I'm painting a couple of Reaper Dragons, the ones I had mentioned a while ago. Finally got paint on them. One's green, one's black. I'm painting. I'm doing black basing on the one. I never do black basing, so I'm interested to see where I can go with this. But it's going to be like a magma dragon, so the washes are actually going to be yellow and orange under
Interesting.
it. So
Yeah.
we'll see how well I can pull this off. I
Cool.
know what to do, and I've done that on smaller scale, but
Hmm.
nothing on this sort of 28 millimeter scale.
Right.
And Mechs, yeah, is I do the paint putting or something, and I pull Mech box out and start doing some more assembly on stuff.
Very good.
So they're going along.
Cool.
That's great.
Okay. What we're reading. Geoff, you start this time.
Yeah, I've been reading this book for a long time because it's one of those books where you can pick it up, read a chapter, put it down, and it each chapter is its own singular thing. It's called The Body by Bill Bryson. Anybody who knows, I love Bill
Mm.
Bryson. He's just a great reader,
Yeah,
great
he
writer,
is. He is.
easy to read, always interesting, inherently curious guy. And he this whole book is about the human body, and it
Mhm.
starts with, you know, all different sections, all the way up into the last one, which is about death and how the body decomposes and all that kind of stuff. Fascinating stuff, really interesting, a lot of fun to read. Highly recommend it. So I gave it to my brother to read, well, because we were up at his cottage last week. So we'll see how long it takes him. Probably about 10 years to finish it. That's it. I finally finished it, and now I'm looking for a new book to read.
Well, you can look and see,
You have plenty of
what.
suggestions.
I
Yeah,
know there's a lot of it that don't. I'm not kidding when I say I love it. It's great to hear what everybody else is reading and what they think about them. It's very helpful.
exactly. No, I think that'll be good.
Yeah.
Okay, Terry.
No change. I'm still reading Ed Young's I Contain Multitudes. I didn't get much reading done on that last week, so I'm back on it. I'm up to the point where he's investigating using sterile microbe-free sterile mice to figure
Okay.
out what things go, and then they change out microflora in the mice, and their behaviors change. Skinny to obese, all this kind of stuff. It's really fascinating, and it makes us remember that we are indeed multitudes. We're not. There's no such thing as a human. There's trillions of cells, and they're not all mammalian.
No, we are a
Yeah,
colony. We are a
yeah, and
colony.
not all cells either. Plenty of viruses in there too.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Um, Fascinating stuff. And
Sure.
then continue on a couple not light novels just here and there.
Very good. Very good. I'm still reading The Notebook. I'm at the point where they're talking about Leonardo da Vinci and his
Yeah.
notebooks. One of the interesting things about Da Vinci, he always wrote, all his ideas and stuff like that, but not much about his personal life. Like if he was having a bad day or something like that. So that's kind of
Hmm.
interesting. I'm literally just at that point right now, but it's fascinating to hear how some of these famous people utilize their notebooks. So yeah, no, I'm enjoying this one. I haven't had much time to read it.
Yeah. Because I know
But
there were some historical figures that literally wrote everything down.
yep,
I
yep,
mean, it's like I had loose stools this morning. It's like, yeah, nobody needed to know that, but thanks.
yeah.
That's like
No, Leonardo didn't do that.
that's like the Diary of Samuel Pepys or something like that, because he
Mm,
literally wrote everything. But
that
also, it was a complete gossip rag for Victorian England.
Well,
right.
yeah, and I'm
And
sure we'll get to that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's all good. Every time you mention the Notebook, I can't stop but think about that rom-com movie, or not rom-com, that romantic movie with James Garner and whoever, The Notebook.
The
You not
Notebook.
seen it?
No,
Oh, well, look it up.
I'll have to look it up. We'll
I
have to
think
look it up and we'll
I
see.
think one of the Ryans was in it. Ryan Gosling, or anyway, whatever. One of his early breakout roles with Rachel McAdam, another Canadian. There you go.
Yep, exactly. Just from Saint Thomas, if I recall. Rachel
Exactly.
McAdams. Yep,
Rachel
that's right.
McAdams. Yeah.
Okay, so that's what we read about there. Sean's Custom Model Tools. It was good to see him at our local model show. He's got some new stuff, including a really nice super glue holder. For like your Bob G Industries super glue, how it easily tips. He's got a holder for it now.
Works well too.
And the Instaset, yeah, I've been doing it. I've got to do a review for him, so I will do that. But anyway, let's hear what else is going on. Now we're going to talk a bit about Sean's Custom Model Tools, one of our other sponsors of the Scale Model Podcast. Some very cool things, both 3D printed and the Goodman Super Sanding Blocks. Let's start with the Microset and Microsole Decal Set Bottle Stand. This is purposely designed for the microscale set and sole. Most modelers over the years, they've tipped these bottles over. So this is a very handy thing. At $14.95, you can put them both together. They're printed in blue and red for easy identification. Comes with a black base, and they actually have little magnets on it, so helps keeps them in place. Definitely a good deal. I use mine all the time, and I can well recommend them. Let's talk a bit about those Goodman Model Super Sanding Blocks, namely the Value Pack Combo for $28.99. You get the 80 grit, 180 grit, 220, 320, 400, and 600. Just an amazing set, just what you need. And you can also, if you want, you can also get a super sanding block stand for it, which also really makes life a little bit easier, helps things keep it organized. The other thing too is they have the awesome model tape dispenser for your various tapes. It's basically a 3D printed thing. You put spools of your tapes. It's got a little razor blade to help cut it, and it's really, really good design. So yeah, works out really well, and yours for $19.95. So check out these and other amazing deals at Sean'sCustomModelTools.com, and also on Facebook, and tell them that the Scale Model Podcast sent you. Okay, things we've seen. I noticed this one the other day on Facebook. Luke's X-Wing filming model from The Empire Strikes Back is up for auction. The opening bid, gentlemen, you might want to check your pocket change or your couches, $175,000.
That was my bid, but I don't expect it to succeed.
But just as another thing, apparently back in 2023, another X-Wing filming model from the original Star Wars, it sold for over $3 million.
Yeah.
So,
but that was the original. Mind you, this is Empire.
This is Empire, yeah.
Many would argue it is superior.
Well, so. I was reading some comments, which you shouldn't do on Facebook, but apparently some of the filming models they use for Empire, they just went and got the AMT model kits.
Wouldn't surprise me. Well,
they slapped them together.
But they had a lot of them, and they were in background, and they're only going to be, you see bits of them, and most of the detail would be painted anyway. So yeah, sure, why not?
Well, this one was actually Luke's, so it's $175,000. It has been submerged in a swamp.
True.
So let that be your guide to buying it. Just saying. Mm-hmm. Okay. One of my other things I like is astronomy. The Rubin Observatory. It's an observatory in Chile, and it did first light last month, and they released the first images actually today.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, so these are recorded on a 3.2 gigapixel CCD camera, the largest digital camera ever constructed. And so far. But I downloaded some of them, and just, again, it makes you realize what your place is in the universe. And we occupy a very, 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 very small place in the universe.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, we aren't even one organism. We, as Terry will tell you, are a multitude.
Well, exactly.
It's like a continuum from the universe to the opposite, which is whatever's inside us, down to the atomic level. I mean, it's insane. We're just in one spot of it.
Is this the Rubin? I think was built in an old observatory, right? It reuses the mount.
I don't believe so. No, this is brand new. It's an 8.4 meter primary mirror. It had a different name.
No. But I think what Terry's saying is they took out the old telescope and put in a new one in the same.
I don't believe so.
One of them was that, because the mount was built for one of these massive old telescopes with just so much glass that they weighed many, many tons. Okay. Right.
I don't think
they could put this thing on it that also weighs a lot.
Okay.
But it's dense. And they reused the mount. Maybe they reused the mount. I don't know.
Yeah, so the telescope was originally named the Large Synaptic Survey Telescope. And then they renamed it to the Vera C. Rubin Observatory.
Yeah, it's 3,000 kilograms.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no matter how you cut it, the product, the pictures that they put out today
Yeah,
are
the surveys this thing will tell us
Doing some
so much.
amazing science.
yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah,
and it's essentially geared to the southern hemisphere, obviously,
yeah.
because of
Yeah.
where it's located. But
Thousands of asteroids each time it turns it on and compares images. Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
astonishing.
essentially doing a time lapse every
Hmm.
couple of days. So
it's astounding. It's astounding. Gives the proper meaning to the word awesome.
yeah, yeah. So I put a link up to the website, and you can find out a lot more by going to the Wikipedia entry on the telescope as well. But yeah, just absolutely amazing
Hmm.
stuff. Okay, does anyone else have anything else?
No, we're all too exhausted, or in your case, heat baked.
Heat baked. It was a short show, but it's the time of year where end of June, people are really getting busy. So lots of stuff ramping up. People are getting ready to go
Hmm.
on vacation and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
as
And I still
always,
I still have to get out and mail or send those model kits to our listener Tony Jacobs in Australia. But I can't until Canada Post gets off its collective butts and figures out whether they're on strike or not.
yeah, exactly. We gotta wait. We gotta wait for that. So, but
Yeah.
Tony's a patient guy.
He's a patient guy. Plus, I threw him a little bonus in the package just because he's such a patient guy.
Well,
So
there you go. That's awesome. Good for you. Shout out to Tony.
yeah,
Okay, so for more modeling podcast goodness, check out the other modeling podcasts at modelpodcast.com. Leave us a positive review. Don't forget, we're on Facebook, YouTube, and our very own website, scalemodelpodcast.com. And there's unboxings available at blackfire.ca. We also have some merchandise on Redbubble. At some point, I'm going to get some different merchandise when I get time. I've got so much on my to-do list. It's not funny. Not funny at
First
all.
things first, Stu.
yeah.
First things, yeah, it's not that.
Yeah. Okay.
No, we got a few other things to do around the house. We got some
Yeah.
furniture to move out, some new ones to come in, stuff like that. So
Well, that's what I'm saying. Real life takes precedence.
real
So
life takes precedence, definitely. All
Definitely
right.
does.
So for episode 160 of the Scale Model Podcast, my name is Stuart Clark.
I'm Geoff Highland.
I'm Terry Measley reminding you to stay inside and build and read.
Right on,
Oh,
right on, right on.
Or
Thank
should
you.
you have a backyard body of water? Reading there is fine
Reading
too.
there
it's
is
fine
fine
there
too. Have a beverage. Have a beverage or
with baby
six.
deer
Oh,
wandering up and serving you drinks. Perfect.
Nibbling your toes.
oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice
Exactly.
light summer lager. There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. About 20 degrees colder would
Ah,
be nice. But
That's
anyway,
nice.
thank you and be well.